But I just didn't listen the first time for some reason.
Hmm.
You don't make
GR
me get
just completely doesn't work anymore.
You must submit to change.
don't make me get the newer model, and don't make me go for a younger Craig. I'll do it.
I
Although I
just
appreciate you are working, and your fake twin, the narc, is not truly the king.
I just opened my new 12-pack of Mountain Dew, and there's a strange man on my can.
Hmm.
Call the
What?
police if there's a strange man on your can. Like,
What is the size of the said man?
4 inches tall.
I'm very intrigued. Please go on.
Yeah, I'll take a picture. I was gonna I'm sorry, we should let session begin. This just happened
Well,
just now
I
and it
mean,
psyched me out.
but now I'm curious. Alright,
We want to see
I'll
the
just
man.
wait,
Show us
yeah.
the man.
I should also
Well,
clarify that the box that I got did not indicate that it was like a special edition of any like this was just supposed to be my drink.
incognito.
Well, Mountain Dew does that thing where
What the
like they let people draw artwork for their cans and all that. They don't make a super big deal out of each one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that that's staring at me, who would like to recap last week for inspiration?
I'm opening my notes. I got it. We were headed towards at Road's End, or the inn at Road's End. Um, End of the road. Jesus Christ. The inn at the end of the road. And when we found it, there we were introduced to Neva, one of Agden's old rivals. I have the notes jacked as hell. Um, uh, and he also had a staff. Trying to kidnap the inn. I did mean to ask them what they were trying to do, but I was very ill. Um, uh, we scared off a couple of those bandits, and I believe we killed Neva. That sounds like us. And then we were brought into the inn and met Sue, who told us she'd be willing to help us, is letting us rest for a little bit. Um, we've been told um, that there is a southern iron cave that makes a passage um, out of hither to the for Taliban to take so he can return to the Summer Queen.
Palavar.
Wow, I did not. I was sick. My notes. um, wow. I said that out loud. Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Anyway. Um, Jesus. Okay. Uh, and we discussed splitting with Sue because I think she's going to go to the Well of the Wisps to put them to rest, and we'll take Talavar to the cave, and then I think the intention was to meet back up for some reason. Oh, also we were getting spied on by cute little frog dudes um, that have a pretty sad, pathetic life in service to Bavlorna, as it turns out.
Disclaimer: the frog dudes were not actually that cute, but
He was
I liked them.
attractive.
Yeah, I thought they were delightful, and I loved them.
No, I'm on Tyler's side when I cute is subject. Let me make that clear.
I believe Court gave one an egg.
An
Yeah.
egg?
Yep. You gave the one you caught an egg and sent it back, and a cigarette.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and
I was
sent
about
it
to
back
say,
on
just
its way.
the
They
picture of
rejected my
this thing
cigarette.
holding an egg, a little orb, and a cigarette, a hand wrapped cigar is hilarious.
It did drop
It's
the cigar.
It did.
yeah. And it's returning that gift to Bavlorna to hopefully offer us good grace when we eventually see her. We'll see.
Um, so yes, you have. There is only a single one of the brigands left who is currently in the kitchen helping the proprietor of this place, the archdruidists, to cook up a meal for you all. The inn has stopped moving and has settled on its fleshy legs into the swamps of hither, and is holding position. Um, the not the idea. The issue with the separation is that she has to go to lay the people to rest. She has to head in the opposite direction from where you all need to go with Talavar to this cave that she has indicated holds um, some of the power from before Zabilna took this place over, and is therefore um, uh, it has sort of bypassed the magics that she has put in place, or someone has put in place, that is holding people here. Give me 1 second. You actually did ask her what they were doing, trying to take over this place, to catch this particular inn, and her response was along the lines that while Prismere was still together, this inn traveled the entire plane and uh, was played host to a number of dignitaries, and the rumors persist throughout Prismere entirely, but mostly hither, where the inn has been trapped since the split of Prismere, that there are powerful or valuable objects in here. A rumor which Sue has sort of dismissed. And so you are here in the inn at the end of the road. The fire continues to produce its rainbow-hued smoke, with the occasional crack of the logs, or a pop uh, as they burn, and the smells of um, the smell of the word that means not pungent, but something smells good. This is,
Aromatic.
thank you. Uh, the smell of aromatic herbs coming from the fire, it combined with the somewhat earthier and heartier smells that have begun to waft out of the kitchen and through the dining room, where Arlen has already seated himself on one side of the table, fork and knife in hand, napkin tied around his neck, cartoon style. Um, the the rooms on the upper level have been made available to you if you wanted some time to rest, and there is the library, which Hemlock had begun to peruse. There are a number of titles written in a language that you are not only unable to read, but it doesn't seem to share any sort of um, it doesn't seem to share an alphabet with anything that you would recognize. Presumably, um, this is something either local or more secret. But you do recognize a few volumes on the history of various realms, including Faerun. There is a tome which has a dark blue cover with silver lettering on the spine, which is simply titled Pools of Radiance. There are a number of histories of various realms and things like that. And it is after you all have probably about you've been sitting here for 5 or 10 minutes since Sue left, sort of just making yourselves comfortable, um, as she has gone off to the kitchens. Is there anything anyone specifically wanted before cutting to a meal? Or
Uh, I think that my business was at dinner time.
Depending on how much time we have, I might try and take an hour and see if I can integrate this plate armor that I acquired.
unfortunately, you do not have an hour, although it has been made
Okay.
clear that the inn after. I mean, there is less than an hour till the meal is served, but
Gotcha.
it has been made clear that there is this inn will stay put until you are ready to leave. So
Excellent. Can deal with it later then.
You don't have to wear it to dinner.
Unless
Eventually,
you really want to. Sorry.
no, you're fine. The table is set over the next 15 or 20 minutes or so with a variety of dishes, plates of cheeses and meats and vegetables. There are soups and a large roast of some kind that is brought out, as well as some bread that is clearly straight out of the oven, um, and pitchers of wine and water and all kinds of things, desserts, and eventually, when there is just enough room for you all to get plates in front of you on the table, Stu comes to find you all in the various locales throughout the rest of the inn. Well, y'all, the food is ready. If you would like to join your young friend in the dining room at the table.
Oh, poggers.
I'm gonna. Oh my god.
Good night, everybody.
Been fine.
Look, that only came out because y'all have said multiple times
Oh,
that he
I
should say
requested it
that.
last time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely
So,
requested it last time.
that was non-canonical.
Well, you can't. I don't know.
I don't think you can take that one back, actually.
That one's up to the DM. Seems like.
You know what? I was just trying that one out. I don't really think that one's me, guys. Sorry about that.
I don't
Thank you
understand why
for dinner.
I don't understand why everybody's giving you grief. I love a good non-com.
I just want it to be canon so bad. Arlen said poggers just now.
The other option was wizard, which
Also,
Already-
I
thank you
gotta
for the
make it
Pools
through
of
the
Radiance
rotation
reference.
first, you know.
heck yeah.
Made me happy.
You,
Banner will head in and take a seat next to Arlen and give him a little bit of an elbow, and then Banner points to his plate and says, "If you need extra room."
This had gotten the rest to get the armor. I'm so sorry. Oh god. All right. Anyway,
Hemlock will just enter, like, reading one of, just kind of skimming through one of the books, and then set it aside so it does not get ruined at the table.
I've lost my bearings so completely. um,
Court wanders in and says that.
no, Court will have been sitting next to Arlen for a while. Probably not too soon. Not too, you know, for a while. Not too soon after Arlen had settled in at the table. Court would have probably shown up too. Thank you so much. This looks delicious.
of course. Eat up. Please enjoy yourselves. It's just a small thank you. I'm
Oh, it's quite appreciated.
mhm, mhm.
Do you
If oh, go
sorry.
ahead. No, no, go ahead.
Do you mind if I know we've talked your ear off quite enough, but do you mind if I ask a few curiosities about a few more things?
Not at all. I was just about to ask if anyone had more questions. I've been here a long time. Seems y'all are recent arrivals.
Um, I would like I'd like to know more about the rules. We've got told briefly about the rules, but I just there's any cool fun facts about the rules or the origins of the rules. I'm curious about the rules. We've got, you know, hospitality, ownership, reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Yep. Um, wondering about those. And if there are more rules.
No, those three about cover everything. They pretty much govern most of the things you'll deal with here in Prismere. Although, admittedly, since the Coven has taken over, many of those rules don't get enforced quite as much as they used to. Um, as you can imagine, and she eyes the one Harengan who is seated on a very corner of the table, very deliberately not looking at all of you and shoveling food slowly into his mouth. Um, she looks at him and then back to you all and says, you might realize that perhaps the rule of ownership is not quite as enforced as it used to be. It's really simple. It's basically don't steal. Because if you do, by taking something without permission, you form a debt to the person that you've stolen from. Now, again, that doesn't seem to be as enforced as it was, but it means that there's a very open door policy a lot of places. No need to lock your doors because who's going to run off with your things? But that leads in to the rule of hospitality, which I at the very least will continue to honor as long as anybody steps foot on in my inn, which is pretty. As long as someone has not moved against you, as long as they haven't abused you first, while they are under your roof, you're responsible for 'em. So I'm responsible for all of you while you're here.
And while we're here, we shan't do any harm towards you. Yes.
I appreciate that. And
Um, go
mhm.
ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that just leaves the rule of reciprocity, which is uh, it's an old rule. It's probably more m- more enforced than some of the others still, because it doesn't. It's basically if somebody does something nice for you, you're supposed to do it back. Someone gives you a gift, you reciprocate. You do something nice for them. Doesn't have to happen immediately, and it has to be commensurate, although that's up to the person returning the gift, not the person who gave first.
Hmm.
Does this only apply to like good things, or like if I do a bad thing to someone, theoretically, I'm a good guy, I guess. Um, does this rule like they should do bad onto me?
Well, no, that's just revenge. That there's no magical binding when it comes to that, and it's not so much about doing good as it is about giving something away, especially giving something of yourself away.
Oh, okay. See, I was thinking it was like the opposite of the golden rule my parents were always talking about. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. But it's not quite, I guess.
She laughs a very a very warm and somewhat uh um the only adjective that's coming to my brain right now is jingling, so we'll go with that laugh. She's clearly very amused by this. Um, yeah, that is the version of the rule you'll hear on the material a lot. Do unto others, or the golden rule. The rule of reciprocity is where it came from.
All right. But it's not quite the same as like do unto others as they have done unto you.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely not.
Hmm. Any anything about time? Are there any rules about time?
Rules? No, not that I can think. I mean, time definitely will flow differently here than in the prime material. I'm from there originally.
Three future, past, and present doesn't mean any. That's nothing.
Well, I mean, those are the three parts to time. Yeah, I guess.
Mm,
What
mhm.
what are what
Yeah,
are you?
I just have thoughts rattling around in my brain. What about unicorns?
wait. On the time thing, like if we go back to wherever, like the material plane, am I going to be like older, or am I going to be like, what if we go back and it's in the past and like there's two me's, and what if we like meet each other? Is that going to like make time like break or something? Or what if we get back and like my parents are like super super old?
Hey, easy, little cheese. I don't think any of that's gonna happen. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's just stretchy like a piece of yarn or something, right? I think that's all she
Suppose
meant.
I haven't really been back to the material plane very frequently, but
So
you
you're
know,
saying it's possible?
No.
eh,
Unicorns?
Well, yeah, unicorns exist, duh.
I'm asking her about unicorns.
there are there are unicorns in Prismere. I don't know. Well, there were unicorns in Prismere. I don't know what happened to them uh,
Hmm.
since since the split of Prismere. But
Mhm,
if they're
mhm.
here in this shard of the world, then I haven't seen them, and gone I've gone the length and the breadth of this shard. Whew, boy, would I really love to get out of this swamp. I've seen nothing that tells me that there's a unicorn here. Well, they tend to affect the land around them, you know. I can't imagine much of this swamp would survive a unicorn long.
Hmm. Any any other leads on where we could find an alicorn, perhaps? I just want to find. I just finding one's just on my to-do list.
I can't say I have, certainly. I mean, we had unicorns here, but I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen them since the split, and that was some time ago.
Where did you see them before the split?
Well, there was anyway a pool with a small island in the center that was home to a pair. Goodness
Mm.
me, what were their names? Um, oh, it's been so long, and I can't find the page. God. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is, I haven't seen them recently, but if their pool survives, that's where they'll be. Like I said, they
Mm.
lair, and then they change the land around them to suit them. They don't really leave those places. You
Mm.
If you find yourself in a shard that's got a unicorn, you'll know.
Will it just be pretty?
Just pretty. No, no, no. It'll be the most serene place you have ever been.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. That's all my curiosities, all my questions. Thank you for humoring me. I appreciate it.
She gives you a stare, not a stare, a look. She sort of looks you up and down, and
He does a
and,
big grin and like some jazz hands.
and then just sort of gives a nod, like, just curiosities. Well, the rest of you, any sort of questions? Arlen, more pie?
Absolutely.
I suppose I do have one question. That being, if it were the case that the law of ownership be so important, though, as you said, not as well enforced as it was, and then he sort of turns to everyone else, why would it be that we were meeting brigands who were stealing memories?
Because
Even if Bavlorna did not care to respect this law, that is a heavy trifle.
maybe the rewards she offered were better than the repercussions, like not killing them, maybe.
I suppose.
My guess.
Right now, you must understand that the nature of these realms and the creatures that control them, with the Bilna not actively ruling this place, the coven is in control. And as far as Bavlorna's concerned, anything that steps foot here is hers. So she's not so much stealing, and these brigands weren't so much stealing as taking what's rightfully hers.
I see.
It's something of a big loophole, I admit, but hags are known to corrupt these sort of things.
So she could just decide that something belongs to her and then it does?
That is somewhat the nature of the magic here, I'm afraid.
And don't go getting any ideas, little cheese.
Oh, I didn't think. Wait, do you think it would work if I did it?
No, no, nope. I said don't.
Well, it
To be
sounds like
fair, Court, I didn't have an idea until you gave it to me. So
Oh, darn. Got me there.
Caught.
Reciprocity.
Were you in fact trying to get Arlen to consider a particular thing, but not make it like it was your idea in the first place?
No!
It's quite ingenious.
I promise I have no skills of manipulation. I am sounding a lot. Listen, I'm sounding a lot more sarcastic than I'm meaning to, Banner. I promise. I
Perhaps this is an opportune moment to ask if these laws would be considered natural laws or populist law. Is it the case that institution and enforcement of them is solely by the reigning lord or lady, or is it dictated by magical force? And is that magical force allied with anything?
The the magic that enforces the law is tied as much to the land as to the person. The person that controls it can can decide of uh, 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 how much of the magic of the world goes into enforcing it. How strong the connection might be if you steal something, for instance, or what might happen to a guest who harms their host. But the magic can only do as much as the ruler's wills. Now, when this place was won, Sibilna had enough will to enforce her her reign on the entire plane. The hags, on the other hand, well, they're no Sibilna. They're just hags. And she
Hence the
looks
split.
disgusted. She nods. Hence the split. Also, the three of them kind of can't stand each other for too long. They decided
Clever.
to carve up Prismere into their own little realm since they couldn't even agree on how to rule. One more reason that someone needs to do something.
we intend to do our best.
I appreciate that, but I wasn't trying to pressure you into taking on the coven.
Oh,
That
don't
would be
don't you worry. Remember that checklist I mentioned? The one that had my curiosities on it? Whoop, you know, already on there.
Yes, fortunately for you, we happen to have made up our mind already. To at least try.
really.
Why we're here.
Well, see, I thought you said you were here because you were looking for things that was taken, like little Arlen's foot there.
We're
Well, this is what
multitaskers, and it's also we think it's kind of the same. Sorry, Hemlock.
you're good. Uh,
Kind of caught you off there, bud. I know my goofy nature kind of lends itself to talking over folks, but go ahead,
no,
please.
you're fine. I simply stating that it may have been what has brought us into Prismere, but there has, in the material plane, a friend of Arlen's and Court's informed us of not the exact peril that this place is in, but that there is something disrupting this place, and without it, there is some disruption in the material plane as well. And we have the ability to do something about it potentially. So why should we not?
Yes,
Good
and
job. Thank you.
we should expect to find Bevlona in Downfall.
That's right. You'll find
And
her cottage.
as far as you know, the last place you were aware of Harold going was Downfall?
Mm-hmm. He wanted to go a little farther. That was a necessary stop.
Yes, well, based on all we have heard of Bevlona to date, I cannot imagine that our conversation with her about what has gone on in the material plane or what has gone on with my friend Harold will go very smoothly. So if we need to remove her and help restore the Bilna to her rightful position so that we can get some appropriate answers, it is a small price to pay.
You'd be surprised the things a hag will do and say. You might find that conversation goes a mite better than you expected. Just promise me in your dealings with her you'll be very careful. The hags are not to be underestimated. They are. I may. They may not be Zybilna. They may not have her force of will, but they do still have enough to.
God damn it.
They, they do still have enough will to rule their respective areas of Prismere. That's not nothing. That's not nothing at all.
Does the carnival monarchy give us a leg up in any way?
Probably not with the hags. Although, I mean, I know many of the fey creatures here will recognize it, but I'm afraid they may not be in that list.
I
Well,
see.
y'all are welcome to rest here as long as you need. I imagine these folks, and she holds up a bag containing the trinkets that you have brought from the Well of the Wisps. I imagine these folks ain't going nowhere, and it's a little more time when they've been dead as long as they have. You folks take as much time as you need to rest. I'm gonna see what I can do. If you're intent on seeing Bavlorna, I can. Well, you done one favor for me. Dealing with her, that'd be an awfully strong second one. Let me see what I can do. She
We
stands up.
appreciate your aid and hospitality.
Yes. Thank you so much.
She gives you all a curtsy and goes back through the door to the kitchen. The last brigand looks at you all, looks at her where she went through the doorway, stands up, backs through the door to the kitchen, leaving the four of you alone in the dining
Hey, bedtime?
Is it?
Hmm. Y'all tired?
Never.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Arlen, you little guy, little cheese, you tired?
Oh, you missed half of that yawn.
Yeah. Pretty sad about it.
It is like midday at this point.
I thought there is no day and night.
That is true. You are correct. Let me rephrase that to it has been only 4 or 5 hours since you all left the giant tree.
I believe we discussed taking a short rest here and
Mm.
then splitting, but that could definitely be a nap.
Arlen is a man of many siestas.
Especially after everything you just packed away. Food, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Did Arlen make healthy eating choices?
No.
Never.
Right, that's a absurd question.
I just wanted it on record.
Nice. Lovely.
Okay, so you all can get a short rest in.
Alrighty.
There's anything you all are doing during that time, since you do not have to necessarily sleep.
Just taking the chance to read.
Yeah, can I integrate this plate armor?
You absolutely can.
Fantastic.
I thought of something. I'd go see if I can find Sue again.
You find her in the kitchens. She has wrapped some wheels of cheese in like not waxcloth, cheesecloth, and is basically making up a few meal bags. When you come through, the Harengan is there with her, pulling down bits of dried meat and things like that.
Apologies.
Something you need?
Apologies. I just wondered, you have a good many supplies here of different sorts. I was wondering if you have a couple of these art materials. And he pulls out his tome and opens the page to a ribboned mark, and reads off some material components. Just wondering if maybe she's got material components for Find Familiar.
She does. I was going to put that in a pack for later, but yes.
Ah! Thank you.
She looks over the page and tells you, why don't I'll get these things together. Let me finish what I'm working on right here, and if you wait in the library, I'll find you there.
Thank you very much. And bows his head, closes his book, and backs out.
You back out into the
Don't mind me.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, you definitely have.
I literally want to die right now.
And whatever the other spell you took was, which I think is color spray, I want to say.
Wasn't it Fairy Fire?
I don't
No,
know.
Fairy Fire is a racial spell for fairies.
Oh, okay.
But you can cast those without using a spell slot. So
I like color spray.
Do those.
I'm going to lose my mind. Okay.
You're fine. It's fine. Hemlock, you back out into the now deserted dining room. The leftover bits of food sitting on the table, growing cold. The stew sort of congealing a bit. And as you are making your way to the other door, there is a voice that calls out to you, and it takes you a second to realize that it is in your head. Hemlock, dear, it's Valentine. I'm not mad, darling. I just need to know you're okay. Please tell me you're safe, and it's safe with you.
Straight up thought it was secret. I was gonna die.
What? That would be fucking wild.
I was like, what was it? I was like, Valentine? No, wait, secret was like lavender or something, right? Oh my god.
Yes.
Like I had a full on moment just now.
That was our secret plan all along. Was that's
Timing.
my character's twist.
And the campaigns have been joined.
um, there's definitely like a frozen deer in headlights, like solid 30 seconds before. I'm fine, and it is fine. Thank you. I am all right.
There is no further response as you make your way, perhaps a little paler than you would otherwise normally be, to the library. And it is a few moments later when Sue arrives with a bundle of materials, some incense and things, and sets them down on the table. Um, she has a long stemmed pipe in one hand and takes a long draw as she looks at you uh, inquisitively. I I don't mean to pry, but ain't, ain't nothing gets into my inn on any plane without my knowing. You okay?
Ah, yes, I am all right. There is just some business back home that I am attempting to dodge, and it is, as would be expected, not incredibly effective for the time being. But it is a plane away, so time will tell.
Playing away, a playing away.
Jesus. I have not brought anything to my knowledge that should cause harm to you or your home.
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. I mean, truth be told, I could have dealt with those brigands myself, but I was waiting for y'all to get here, so
Oh,
as long as
thank you.
you're okay, here's the things you needed. I'm
Thank
gonna
you, thank you.
keep. I've put some more in this little bag here. You can take that with you, just in case.
Very kind.
And there's food in this in the same pack. I'm If you need anything, if you need help with your thing here, you just let me know. I've done this before as well. But otherwise, I'm gonna go get the rest of the things for your friends ready.
I appreciate it, but actually, the last of the materials I need, I believe I should find just outside. It would be all right if I just stepped out for a little bit, yes?
Of course.
Thank you. And he's going to leave all of the supplies here, but take his book with him, and go for a little wander for a little scavenger hunt.
Would I see Hemlock leave?
He's not being like subtle about it.
Okay, then Banner's just gonna stand sort of on the front steps of the house.
You carry the last bits of the armor because it takes an hour to integrate that,
Hmm.
and as it sort of, I don't know how does it look as Banner absorbs this plate mail.
I imagine that the first part of it is just sort of the old chainmail, almost knowing the audience, almost like the Star Trek teleporter sort of phasing into existence, right? And then just that in reverse with the plate mail. It's really just holding individual pieces sort of as close to his body where they're supposed to go, and they just visually it just appears that they disappear. I guess I will continue the last part of that on the front porch.
You just kind of see Hemlock walking around, like on the fringes of the tree line, and like looking, uh, using mold earth to like turn bits of the soil over, and like pick up things out of the dirt. Oh, sorry. And put it into a little bag, and then bring it back in.
Mhm. The giant snails still out here?
Yes, they are. The two that were relatively unscathed have been chomping on the remains of some of the trees out here. The one whose shell was cracked is currently still retreated into its shell and sort of hiding up against the inn.
Mm.
Um, during during this same sort of period, Sue does approach uh, Court with a similar bag. Um, Now, there's some food in here. There's some. I don't mean to. I'm not trying to judge, but there's some regular travel clothes if you want them. And I see you're using that crossbow there. There's some bolts in there for you to use.
He grins
Nothing.
and wiggles his ears and he says, "I'll see if they fit Arlen. Thank you for the bolts, though. Thank you. The the clothes."
Okay, but I mean, I have some for him as well because Arlen, here, darling, here's this clothes. There's some food. There's some more candles in there. I see you got your holder there. Uh, and I figured you might want this. And she, from the top of the pack, retrieves a book written in um, a very beautifully flowing handwriting that is a book of the history of prison.
Oh,
This covers everything up through Zabilna taken over, so I thought you might like that.
absolutely. I love. I might have kind of a an air of go with, but I do love a good story. That's wonderful. Thank you. And my candle was getting very low, so
You all are able to finish off your short rest.
Wait,
Yep.
I believe we owe you something. Can I interest you in? He jumps up and spreads his hands. A performance?
I was going to do this because you're dealing, but and she immediately seats herself hurriedly in an overstuffed armchair, in and gestures for you to by all means proceed.
He bows deeply and says, Thank you. I will do my best. Prepare to be amazed. And, and he pulls out a few items and he's chatting as he does, and he keeps adding items as he juggles them. um, and he just keeps adding more and more and more. And then he switches at one point he switches to standing on his hands and juggling with his feet. He does some acrobatics like vaulting off the wall. Uh Very showy, very flashy. He throws some glitter here and there, some confetti, um, and he's also telling, like, corny jokes occasionally throughout this performance. He's um, for his big finale, he kinda jumps and he manages to get up to the rafters and swings between them and does a few flips before landing, on the floor with a big flourish. Ta-da!
She,
Applause.
yes, I mean, just jumps out of the chair. Talivar is flying around in circles, clapping. Everybody, even the one brigand is sort of peeking around the door with his jaw hanging down. Oh,
Arlen
Thank
starts clapping,
you.
and flickering flames of like a bunch of other hands start clapping along with them all around him.
Oh, thank you. You're all too kind. It was my pleasure.
oh, thank you. That I have not had anything that wonderful in this inn in a lifetime. Thank you.
Anytime. And thank you for and everything. He's like kind of out of breath, but he will not stop grinning. Some of his teeth are pointy. It's a little bit off-putting.
Sue, before we head out, might I ask you a question?
Of course. Oh, here, I
I
thought you might want this. And she hands you a small leather pouch, um, with a single snap on the front that opens and contains uh, a very colorful shredded dried tobacco.
well,
It's local. It's not dangerous, but it's fun.
you you have read my mind. I was going to ask where I might acquire more tobacco in Prismia. I am certain that it is nowhere near the quality of what you have given me, but perhaps for a little variety, and I will offer some of my tobacco in return.
Uh, she she goes over to the fireplace and turns over her pipe and pulls a small a small taper. No, taper's a candle. A small piece of wood, basically, to clean out her pipe. Takes the tobacco you have offered and very gently tamps it down, and lights it with a piece from the fire. Not a piece from the fire, but you have those like
Mhm.
long, thin pieces
Yeah,
for
yeah.
lighting candles and things like that. She uses that to light her pipe. Takes a very long uh, uh, draw on the pipe. Oh man, I have not had plain prime tobacco in a very long time. Thank you. This is wonderful.
You are quite welcome. I am glad you are enjoying it, and I cannot wait to try the local fare.
It it'll surprise you. It'll surprise you. Don't you worry.
Wonderful.
Well, uh, if there's nothing else, Hemlock, you just about finished in there?
Nearly, nearly. Um, and he's got a chalk drawing on the ground, um, with circle and runes spread about. Our remnants and pieces of foliage, as well as some herbs and materials, and what looks like some very old animal remains. Um, and when everything is in place as it should be, he taps the tip of his wand to one of the points of the circle, and then the thing in the center of the circle animates into a very, very small, about 3 inches wide, reanimated, uh, uh, little bat.
Yes. Your little familiar comes to comes to cognizant and looks around, looks up at you, and sort of does the bat climb up your up the front of your jacket.
Was that just a dead bird that you found outside?
It was partially, yes.
Did you go outside and kill a bat just now?
No, I found it.
Okay, okay. I'm not judging. I'm just very curious.
Uh, I mean, that's fine. I can show you it, but no, I did not. I did not kill anything for this.
You just unkilled it.
In a manner of speaking. And he puts his hand up to his shoulder where the bat has like laid itself, so its wings are like hooked into into like his lapel and his shirt sleeve. The bat like unhooks its little fingers and climbs onto his hand, and he then outstretches his hand so the bat can like get close to Arlen and kind of sniff him.
Arlen is like a kid who's not sure like what to do when an animal is nearby and is just very still.
It it like it sniffs, but you don't feel like breath when it makes those noises. Um, and it feels cold to the touch, uh, but then it just sort of crawls its way back up Hemlock's arm and back onto his shoulder.
Does the new member of our troop have a name?
Well, we'd never named them before, but so no. Um, Although, as has been a recent family tradition, there has been frequent naming after certain types of herbs, and, well, nightshade is a prominent one used in this ritual for the sake of keeping flesh still in the preparation stage.
So what are you thinking? Something like Johnny Nightshade?
Well, I hadn't been, but.
Or I guess just Nightshade. That's probably better.
Oh, I'm quite partial to Johnny.
I don't know that it has really an opinion about it, and I mean, I suppose you could call it that if you wanted.
With your familiar settled into place and your packs filled up with food and other supplies, including a small satchel that is now strung messenger bag style over Talavar's shoulder. Uh, when you are ready to leave, Sue very warmly hugs each of you as you make your way out the door. I guess including Jebek, whose token is not here. Your guys aren't even on this map anyway. Never mind.
Wait, she hugs me?
She does.
I'm very, very cold.
This is why I put a sweater in your bag, Cord. I'm just
Hmm?
there's a sweater you might need it, although it is a lot warmer when you get out there. It's wet. Just be careful.
He looks pretty oblivious. He says, "Okay, thank you again."
Now y'all be safe. That you'll know you're in the right place when there's, well, all the webs and not much else. A lot of things have sort of moved out of that place, but and Miss and Sir Talavar, you keep them safe up until you go see your queen. You understand? Talavar nods very, very, very sage, like not sagely.
Solemnly.
That's the word. Thank you. Nods solemnly, and puts one hand onto the hilt of his little sword, and I swear it, madam, no harm shall come to them while I am with them. Oliver, what the?
Like, why was this like available in your brain? I know why it was in my brain. I have a toddler, but
Just quirky like that.
Okay. Um, Jebek joins you all as you begin your trek through the swamps once again. The slow pace and the hot, muggy air are somehow even less comfortable than they were before, having been in the presumably magically uh, situated interior of the inn at the end of the road. But you've had a nice reprieve and a wonderful meal, and it it somehow seems a little less oppressive here in Hither, as
Um, at, Basically, as almost as soon as we're out of the house, Banner turns to Court. My goodness, the performance was amazing. How long have you been practicing those skills? How long did it take you to learn how to do this?
Few years. I've been clowning for a few years.
Well, yes, but I
Uh,
had no idea. I was under the impression that it was more of um, a team effort when we were at the carnival, and there were many parts and players that would help. But here, with nothing more than a living room and a dining room, you can do these things. It is unbelievable.
well, I try my best to be versatile. Thank you.
Um, do you say it took you many years to get these good?
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm. And do you think that perhaps after all of these years performing, you might have acquired some skills as a instructor?
I don't know about that. Only one way to find out. And he grins and he winks.
Uh, Banner briefly pulls out a leather disc that has one open eye and one closed eye and just holds it up in front of his face and then puts it away.
Love him so much.
oh my god.
Understood, God, understood. So we are off.
Yeah. Oh my god. Creed, get off my keyboard. I'm begging.
I've been having that very fight for about an hour.
So the journey west continues for a there are at least 2 or possibly 3 times that you all are forced to um, divert around a particularly muddy bog or a an area of deep enough mud that it's even for Banner, the walking just becomes such a slog as to be nearly impossible. The the
Sorry.
the eventually the the mists that surround the shard of hither begin to draw closer and closer as you realize you are um, probably another 4 or 5 hours from what would be the edge of this particular shard of Prismere. The um, the mists begin to really completely cloud the ground from your sight, and rising out of the mists, a dark mountain chain that is largely devoid of any sort of um, uh, um, the mountains are fairly sparse with life. There are occasionally trees, but no thick copses. There are no forests, and much of their peaks are completely hidden from view. Um, it is towards the end of you all have been traveling long enough that you've had a few meals and um, are just on the verge of a discussion on whether or not it is time to camp for a while to make camp and rest when a you can see in the distance sort of refracting through this mist which has really, even for how dense it's been, started to reduce visibility to perhaps 20 or 30 feet. Through the mist, you can see refracted this what is clearly flickering fires. Many of them small torches or candles, not a fire or anything like that. The area is otherwise quiet. There are no e- even the sounds that you have come to expect for the area, um the sounds of the sounds of insects and frogs and small creatures that you've gotten used to as you've traveled through hither, um have faded away to nothingness, and other
Sorry, did
than
you
the
say they were moving the lights, those fires?
no, the lights are flickering. They are flickering which indicates that it is a flame, like a fire, as opposed to a um
But they're
as,
stationary?
yeah, they're stationary.
Okay, thank you.
But other than the occasional sound of creaking timber or um, wind rustling through branches, there are no voices. There is nothing that indicates at all what the source of these flames would be.
Is it eerily quiet? Abnormally so?
It is, like I said, the sounds that you all have become accustomed to here in Hither, the sounds of chirping insects and croaking frogs, all of those sounds have sort of faded, except for the one that you can hear, Court, inside the
Zero
back of your mind.
zero listing comprehension. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Do you think it's bandits or something else?
Oh, should we investigate?
We certainly can. He uh, takes the bat off of his shoulder and says, I could see ahead some and look before we walk in.
Right. Go ahead, Johnny.
Um, uh, Hemlock closes his eyes and then just stands still, and the bat flaps his little wings in his palm and then flutters out into the trees. And I'll just be looking through those senses.
The um the images that come back to you are of what are very clearly buildings, many of which are run down or abandoned. They they um the doors hang either hang open or are on a hinge or collapsed entirely. Many of the windows are boarded up. There are a few buildings left which seem in not complete disrepair, but they are clearly in need of some work, but are still inhabited. The light of a hearth fire or a pair of candles outside uh, in lanterns by doors show that a few buildings, really just um, two of what is probably a dozen buildings, are still occupied or at least lit, whereas the others are all empty or abandoned. There does not appear to be anyone out and about. There is no one in the streets. These buildings are not great construction to begin with. Most of them are either what is that? Wattle and daub, I think, where it's
Mm,
sort of like mud or clay over a frame.
hmm
These are not like lumber buildings.
hmm
Um, Given the status of Prismere, right, or of Hither right now, you imagine that there's probably not enough lumber without trying to harvest Ptolemy Hill or something.
uh-huh.
Never.
How dare
Uh,
you?
and
I'm
and
funny.
sorry, were there lights? Like the lights are scattered, right? Or are they just in the occupied buildings?
Just in the occupied buildings,
Okay.
there is light coming from within two of the buildings, and then both of them have lanterns posted to either side of the doors with candles in them.
I'm
It's so
gonna
white, there's no return.
I did not, I did not catch any of
That's okay.
I'm gonna flap over and see if there's any, like, if I can get a grasp of what kind of creatures are inhabiting these hovels.
that. The creatures are they're in the larger of the two buildings. You can make out three figures. one of which sits in a chair. It is a humanoid, um, probably human. It's a little. Um, well, I guess Johnny's got blind sight. What am I talking about? Johnny's a bat.
Yeah.
Um, yes, there is a human seated in a chair, with a bowl in his hand, and two smaller figures who are tucked under blankets on cots. And in the smaller of the two buildings, there are two creatures that you recognize as Harengan, who are seated at a table playing cards. It seems fairly quiet. There's nothing that stands out immediately.
Okay. Um.
Hey, this is my desk. Sorry.
The bat will flap back and he will just report. It seems to be mostly an abandoned place, a settlement of some kind. Some Harangan folk are living within, but it's all but a ghost town.
Well, if we were considering camping, making camp for the evening, might I suggest we head in that direction? Abandoned building makes a wonderful camp.
Certainly better than out in the swamp itself, yes. Arlen, how do you feel?
Every time we've come into Harangan, we've generally fought them. Most of the time. So, I don't know.
I feel as if the remark upon meeting Harangan insinuating that we would come to fight them. Should you not be taking offense to that own remark?
Well, I mean, no, I guess not. I mean, it's not like I've ever lived here. You know, these aren't exactly my people.
Perhaps they are just resting as we intend to.
Hmm. Well, let's try not to fight them if we can help it.
Naturally.
Wonderful.
You make your way through the mists, following the path on which Johnny had traveled, which allows you to avoid some of the deeper areas of mud and some of the worst areas of water. And as you're walking, uh, Arlen, Jebik falls in next to you. Um, before they let Agden down off Brigand's Tollway, things weren't bad. You're definitely right that our kind have not done well, but it's not for lack of trying on many parts. Just, there was not a lot left, and well, with things under the Hag, nothing's been great. What what was it like where you were?
I mean, I lived at a carnival pretty much all the time, so I mean, we traveled a lot, never really like put down roots or anything. Um, I didn't mean to like be discourteous or anything. Like, I know that things are not, you know, easy here. Um,
No. I didn't mean to imply that. You were right. We didn't exactly make a great impression when you first arrived. It's the whole carnival Harengan?
No, no, not really. I don't think that there were really any other than me and my parents. But it was a little bit of everybody there.
You didn't grow up with any other Harengan?
Not really. No.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for the impression that you have that you have had of us then.
Oh, look, I mean,
But
any people can form a group of bandits. It's not unique to you know anyone. So I didn't mean to sound like I was making a generalization, but I don't know. I just
no, you spoke to your experience, and I mean, we s- I started it trying to steal your memories, and then, well, anyway, just try not to think too horribly of us all.
I'll do my best.
You come upon a you come through come through the mist and the trees uh into a square, what was at one point a small village square. Like I said, there are about a dozen buildings, many of which are um small, sort of thatch roof, no like no glass in the windows. The doors are largely in disrepair. None of the buildings have more than a ground floor. Um, there is a well central um, to all of the buildings, sort of in what would have been the sort of central square. Most of the buildings are are back a ways from the well, which has had a sort of hastily dug trench around it, presumably for when the wells flood. Um, Only two of the buildings have the lights on; the others are all seemingly abandoned. You can either, I suppose it's up to you. There are 10 or so buildings that are completely abandoned, and there are the two that have lights on them, um, the candles lit.
Uh, Hemlock. Those are the places where Nightshade saw the Harengan. Did you say was it just Harengan or were there another group?
It was just. No, you said there was another, right? Right, Ted?
Yes, there were two.
Yeah.
The first of the buildings had a human, and then two
Yeah, yeah.
presumably human children, and then the other one had two Harengan.
Yeah, okay. Uh um well, there are some Harangan, and then there were some more human.
Only more human? Uh,
Well, I
as
don't
opposed
mean
to
to presume.
no, yeah, sorry. Well, I mean, there's no real reason to go bother them, but maybe it'd be a good idea to let them know that we're here, that we're not just like, sneaking up on them or anything.
Maybe ask them if this is, if it's fair game squatting grounds or if it's, their turf, you know?
Sensible. Sensible. Perhaps one of you.
Towards cartwheeling away.
Like
Towards the
towards them or out?
yeah, towards them. Sorry. He's out of there. Fuck you guys.
Banner's walking behind Court.
Okay.
Well, I mean, do y'all want to go to one house and we'll go to the other one, or?
Yes, and just it just occurs to me, the individuals you saw, any of them perhaps shorter, balding, no mesh features?
We'll see when we get there. Oh, maybe we shouldn't split up. I don't want to give the idea of like an ambush or something.
Yes, we should all go together. And I don't believe so, but I didn't get quite a good look. Some of them may
It
have been
sounds like we
shorter, but
will.
that could have been anything.
Should
Sounds
I
like
like?
we will find out soon enough.
Should I like sing a limerick or something so that they can hear us coming? I mean,
Well, no, because the last time someone sang at us, it was threatening.
oh yeah.
Let's go.
Last time somebody sang at you, it was threatening. I don't remember this.
Had you made a beautiful masterpiece in Audacity.
Oh, got it. Yeah, okay. Whew. Okay, that was okay. Got it. So there, like I said, there are the two buildings. The larger has the human or the human figures in it, and then the smaller one has the two Harenga. Are you knocking on a door? And if so, which door?
Which one's closest? If you said, I'm so sorry.
I did not say. I mean, the buildings are sort of in a U shape, and it's just the two in the center of that would be. I didn't bother to build a map because this wasn't a thing, but either
No
one
worries.
equally close. Up to you.
Which one is on the left?
That would be the larger of the two with the human in it. The human sitting up, smoking and
Ringing first?
Sure, sure.
All right. Knock, knock.
the
Arlen's gonna minor illusion just like in like glowing like green friendly above his head.
Just the like the letters?
Just the word
Spelling out the
friendly,
word.
just spelled out.
you knock on the door and uh, there was some muttering going on that you couldn't make out the words because it's through the door and all that and fairly distance, but there's a very audible gasp and the muttering stops. After a few seconds you see somebody, like the door cracks just a little bit and you see a pair of eyes set into a furry Harengan face with the long ears, dark fur, and they look at all of you. "Hey, who are you? What are you doing here?"
We are just passing by and we wanted to see if it was we're traveling. We wanted to see if it was like cool, if we also like it is is it free game around here? If we can we bunk? Can we squat nearby? Or is it what's the vibe?
Yes, that I mean, I suppose that nobody's in them anymore. It's just us and our neighbor.
But- Well, now I'm curious. He smiled. Can I ask your story?
I mean, not much of one. We're here to 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 keep what little we have from the brigands, and these are our homes. And everybody else decided to either fall in with one of the crews or make their way to downfall. What's what's brought you all out here? And
We're gonna
there is another voice calling from farther within the building. Uh, Tarrant, just who's invite them in. Come, this is late. What? And the Harangan at the door sort of steps back and opens the door. The room or the building interior is not exceptionally large. This is essentially a big one room house with a bed sort of tucked away in one corner and a couple chairs seated around a small table where they have clearly been playing cards or uh, passing the time. And the Harangan turret sort of steps back to reveal a similar looking Harangan, just with different fur patches, different like white patches of fur throughout the black. Their travelers want to just rest here.
Oh, we don't want to intrude. I just meant in general in that area.
Yeah, rest here in town, not here in our house. Although, I mean, it, you'll want to get a fire going. Most of the buildings are a little broken down. What
Yeah.
what's brought you out this far?
Oh, we're gonna go beat up the Lorna, I think.
Oh, their eyes go wide, and they immediately begin to sort of shush you. You can't say things like that. She'll have those little things everywhere.
Oh, we're gonna go deliver more eggs. That Lorna.
Yeah, well, you see,
He
beat
winks.
up is kind of a colloquial term.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like a whenever like you're new to the neighborhood and you bring over like a casserole to a neighbor, that we call that beating up, back home. Uh,
They both look
Hmm,
at you
hmm.
incredulously, and the Harengan who has been named Tarot begins to slowly close the door.
All right. Well, valid.
Have a good night. Sorry.
Do we want to say hi to the other neighbors? Or are we good?
They have they have children. We'll probably scare them.
Banner's knocking on the other door.
All
The door
right.
is opened by a tall human with a thick salt and pepper beard. And uh, did you need something, Teradai? Oh, who are you?
We are.
Hello.
All right. We're travelers.
Please.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please, God, by all means.
Uh, just saying that word, travelers. We mean no harm. We're just passing by. We just wanted to state our good intention.
Uh-huh. Um, okay. Uh, there's not much here left if you've come for stuff. Just
Oh no, we're just bunking down nearby. We just, so you don't go, people.
oh, oh yes, okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, most of the buildings here are abandoned, so help yourself.
Which is exactly why you would be alarmed.
Yeah, no, I see. I appreciate it.
I haven't had time to make a casserole, but do you want like a candied apple, neighbor?
He sort of stands there dumbfounded and then slowly nods his head.
I'll pass him a candy apple. It's my last one. It's delicious. Enjoy.
Thank thank you.
I
Um,
know this is quite a long shot, but you would not happen to be housing cohabitating with a gnome by any chance? A man named Harold?
No one here but myself, my children.
Well, we apologize for interrupting your evening. Please, and I'll pull out a cigarette and offer it to him.
He shakes his head. Well, he starts to shake his head, and then catches himself and slowly reaches out to take the cigarette. I'm not much of a smoker, but hold on, I don't. Rules being what they are. Hold on one second. And he, leaving the door open, you see him retreat farther into the house, and he comes back with a small um, a small plate full of um, pastries, not pastries, paste like a meat pie, like a meat hand pie,
Mhm.
pasties. One of them's the nipple cover, and one of them's a meat pie, and I can never remember if pasty or pasty is which.
Oh my God.
He hands
Well,
you the
it is
food item.
very, very kind of you. Um, we will leave you to it. I am curious, actually, before we leave. We will be setting out in the morning. We are looking for a cave. Um, understand it is quite dangerous. Perhaps many webs, spiders, creepy crawly things like that. Would you have any idea where this might be?
His face goes sort of dark as when you mention spider webs. Yeah, I know it. I know it real well. I can point you in the direction come morning, but I don't know why you'd want to go there. There's horrible things that way, and
We're looking to make things a little less horrible.
I would very, very much appreciate it if you did that.
Well, now we have all the more reason to investigate and try and right what is wrong in that cave to make life easier for one of our new neighbors.
Uh, yeah, just when you're heading, let me know. I can point you in the direction. You already said hello to to Tenet and Petrick over there. He
Yes.
gestures at the other house.
We did, but we did not mention the cave.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bit of a sore spot, I'm afraid. Lost Well, when those things moved in, that was sort of the last straw for a lot of the people here. So
Hmm.
anyway, feel free. Any of the houses, go ahead and set up. I got some dry firewood here. Welcome to some of it if you want it.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you.
He hands you a small roped bundle of wood, and then slowly closes the door. you all are able to get a long rest in. That's really nice. Shot a short rest. And yeah, I think this is a decent time for a quick 15-minute break, and you can set out in the morning.
Wahoo!
I'm just juggling, Ted. Don't
Yeah.
don't ignore me.
Just quick roll call. We got Tyler.
Yeah.
We got Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Heard Oliver.
Hmm? What?
And yeah. And Max juggling. Okay.
Hi.
Hmm.
The night passes eerily silently. You are able to get a fire going in the hearth of one of the buildings. Uh, one of the buildings, a couple doors to a couple doors left, air quotes, of the house with the human in it. Uh, and it did give me a doesn't matter. Um, the the furniture it was in well enough shape for cots and all of that. And as as you all begin to awake, I was about to say as the morning dawns, but you know it doesn't, as has been pointed out. As you all begin to wake and gather your things and uh, step out side, the gentleman that you spoke to, the human, is standing there. Um, he is passing off two small children to the two Harengan that you also met previously, and they they lead the children inside and close the door. And he turns to look at you all. Oh, you're up. I can take all of you to the edge of their place. I won't go in, but what what exactly are you going in there for? There's nothing of value left in those caves, as far as we know.
Well, we have been led to believe that within the cave there's a potential way home for our friend here. And I will point to Sir Tolliver.
Sir Talavar gives a little bow, and the human man looks at him somewhat, uh, not suspiciously, but disbelievingly. Well, just keep a blade handy, I guess. There's still plenty in there. Follow me. And he sets off through the mist and through the mangroves. He does carry a torch to make it easier. The visibility, like I said, drops pretty heavily by the time the trees fall away, and you are walking along the edge of the mountains that make up the western uh, side of Hither. It takes you about 30 minutes or so, weaving through the trees and along and up the slopes of the edge for a little while, and then um, he comes to a pass, a large cleave almost in the edge of in the edge of these of the rock face of these mountains, and he stops and he points. Well, not points. He gestures with the torch rather, and says, "About I don't a half mile or so down there, the webs will really start. You'll want to keep following it. There's only one way to go. Uh, the the main the lair, I guess, the cave you're looking for. It's back there. Folks used to mine it, but not much left in it, like I said, and what was left isn't worth dealing with what's in there."
Well, thank you for your help.
Yeah, yeah. Be safe.
We'll do our best.
If you make it out and feel like stopping by the village, I mean, we'll still be there. Just that he gives a nod and walks back the way he came, leaving you standing at the pass. The webs do indeed start not very far past this sort of um, this sort of cleave in the mountains and begin to build up on scraggly trees. The uh, leafless branches of even these what were or are, if they're still alive, um, uh, uh, mountain pines that just sort of crawl with all manner of insects, and you do feel significant. You do feel that you are being watched as you wind your way through, and more than one occasion, Talavar sort of looks around or has to pull one of his wings out of web and eventually settles down to walk on the ground. Jebek, for her part, sort of brings up the back and looks around nervously, but says nothing to you all as you make your way through this winding path to a cave. Hopefully, you all. Oop, that's that. One of these days, I will remember to get rid of this token first. One of these days, but not today. Hopefully, you all can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How do you have so few hit points, Tyler?
That's a bard.
27. I feel like 27 should be right. I only have a +1 to con.
Okay, I just you're all like other than Banner, everyone's D8 or
Hmm.
yeah, D8 hit die. Okay,
Now I'm second guessing myself. I'll double check
yeah.
that
No,
is reasonable,
it's
but
fine. It's just everyone else was like clustered around a number, and then that's
yeah.
all. Okay, sorry. No, that make yeah, yeah, that you're good. There is no sound in the in coming from the cave other than the steady dripping of water.
You know what, Ted? I think you're right. I think I didn't add hit points when we leveled up.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't either, apparently.
Okay, well,
Because just
I'm
doing the
glad you
math
did.
of starting with 9 and then gaining 6 4 times, I should be at 33. And then 6 less than that is 27. So
Starting with 9 and gaining. Yeah. Okay. That's weird because usually if you level up and roll 20, it does it for. Wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry. I should have shift clicked because I think that should pull you all down and then you can find. Yeah, that's my bad. Anyway, the cave is fairly quiet. Other
Well, it's just
than
lit up
these,
there. Well,
other
that's
than
where I was looking. Sorry.
oh no, that's fair. Um, it is one large room with a sort of winding path around the outside, which just is this here. I gotta zoom out on my own map. At the bottom of this area, you can see an entrance that is lit by torches that give off no smoke, and there's no crackling of the fires, but they nonetheless still do um, glow with some sort of radiance. And Talavar, as you all enter, who I did not put on here, um, yeah, no, still on the thing. Doop, doop. As you all enter into the mouth of the cave, uh, Talavar does draw his little sword. I must, I must thank you all again. I,
And thank you.
well, I don't believe I've really done much of anything for all of you, but
You're here.
oh, yes, I'm here because I need, well, because you are helping me to get back so that I may deliver my message. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the assistance that you have given me. Um, I should have written down all your passive. Arlen, I think you're the only one who has a passive high enough, despite the darkness, which would normally make it very difficult to see. The cave itself, other than the light given off by the two torches, is completely dark. This is not um, the same twilight that's outside, obviously. Um, you can tell that there are shapes, large shapes, moving around in these huge webs. You can't quite figure out exactly where they are. The darkness and the density of the webs, especially up on the sort of upper part of the ceiling of the cave. The ceiling is about 10 feet above where you are, and this ramp takes you down. You'd estimate about a 30-foot drop in front of you. The upper, basically 10-ish feet of the cave is nothing but very dense spider webs.
Arlen like whispers to his candle and it lights with the like pale pink glow. Um, Guys, we're not alone here. I can't see them, but there's things out there.
Probably bugs.
Well, I mean, technically, well, okay, never mind. Yes, bugs.
That's just my educated guess. Be on your guard.
Always. Well, not always. That would be terribly boring, but yes.
Yeah. Shall we head in further?
Yes. Um, How well do you all see now that we are here?
Not
Well,
very much.
my candle puts off about 5 feet of bright light and then another 5 feet of dim light, but that's about as far as I've got.
Yes,
Oh,
I find myself in the same situation. Perhaps I should light a torch.
I
Yeah.
can summon my little dancing light guy. Uh, do you think that'll draw a lot of attention to us?
yes.
We might
Well,
not have a say in the matter either way. It's like,
I am already shedding light, so
and uh, for all the distance I can see, this is stonework, and he taps his hoofs on the ground.
The ring of hoofs on stone.
Yeah.
well, I mean, might as well just draw the attention. I don't see why to sneak. I'd rather be seen and to be able to see than not be able to see and be seen.
Court throws a giant handful of confetti on a 10-foot stretch of the wall and lights it up.
Okay.
Oh, that's neat. I've never thought of using light to do that. I've never actually read the spell description, actually. Except to like scan for the 20 foot. Got it.
It's
Sweet.
it's tempting to just do the Mistin route and just light up articles of clothing. That's like my
Yeah.
favorite thing
Yeah.
of that. But
That did that work? Can you see? Oh, I can actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's lit up pretty good now
hell
in this area.
yeah.
Do 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 do.
Sorry, I went out.
It's okay.
Here, I'll go again. Do-do, 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 do-do. Da-dum,
Do do
da-da-dum,
do
dum.
do do do
Um,
do.
You're
everybody,
jumping
give
a few
me
octaves, Arl.
one perception check as we are making our way down, and then we'll just
Am
rather
I?
than going square by square.
I hadn't noticed. Uh...
Yeah, you're up here. Come on back down here.
Killing it.
Okay, this is very.
What was I
Hemlock
thinking?
and Banner were just enthralled by our doing.
So true.
um. Okay.
We were effectively echolocating as we sang.
You all, as you are progressing down, you can go ahead and be resolved another, like, down to like here, 30 feet. I think should be in front of you.
How's that?
That's fine. Somewhere around that area. It doesn't have to be perfect. Um, that at that point, Arlen and Court, you are doing and sort of throw your heads back to finish off a verse, and you see a like a pair of creatures staring down at you. Um, their multiple eyes, their strange sort of um, bulbous bodies, as they are clearly tracking, not just tracking your movement, but sort of stalking you through the webs, moving to be able to surround you. They do not realize that you have necessarily seen them, um, or if they do, they give no notice of it. They are, excuse me, um, they are making no noise. They are not even even when they have to step off the webs and sort of crawl along the ceiling, there is no sound of their claws on stone.
On the they're on the ceiling.
Correct. They are on the ceiling, so they are um, about 10 feet above your head. Um,
Arlen
Good.
continues to hum, but also like draws his rapier,
Yeah, Court's
and
like
his voice gets a lot shakier.
Court's like
welcome
doing the
along.
same, like humming along, but also like rapidly hitting Hemlock next to him, like pointing, like as like with his head, like nodding upwards.
If they're pointed out, can they be seen?
Yes. Once they are pointed out, they are seen. They are tracking you, and they are clearly moving to ambush you, but have not actually launched into an ambush at them. So there's no issue pointing them out. Although once they like see that they have been pointed at,
Hmm.
It was super slick with my head. I was just nodding, but like still humming. Like it was so sneaky, Ted. Let me check my sheet. It says I'm a rogue. Success.
I don't know if Hemlock would catch it if you're being that sneaky.
Yeah, with that nat 1 perception check.
or banner.
Do, 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 do. I cannot get it. I don't do, do. It escapes me.
Yeah, you almost got it, buddy. It's like it's a little higher. Like if you tilt your head back, if you like, you know.
It's all about the grand finale. To do, boom! And I want to kick things off with a little
Yep.
fairy fire.
Okay. And then we will roll initiative.
Came
Drop a fairy fire.
tumbling down to the ground.
If I can get both of them in it, that would be wonderful. I don't know if I can.
They are pretty far apart. You do see that I did move the tokens to the token layer, right?
Yes.
I might just not have, sight of them because
Oh, I forgot to drop another lighting thing
Oh,
because
their tokens? No.
Oh, I see him.
Oh,
I can barely see the edge of one.
oh,
okay,
that's right. Our vision is just shit.
yeah,
That's on us.
Uh-huh.
Shouldn't have been born with shitty vision, should we?
Yeah, maybe you should have been cool with special eye power like some of us.
Yeah. Banner doesn't even have eyes.
How dare you? He has a bag full of them.
That if we didn't know Banner, that would be creepy.
all right.
Need
Let's see
someone
here.
to
Is this gonna
create one
work?
of these leather discs that sees better in the dark.
The only one that I can kind of see is this one here, so that's the one I would be tossing it at.
Okay. That requires me to make a save. Dexterity save. Shaboom. The area lights up. I will actually put a light source. Boom, right on him. I'm not on the right layer, so I just put that. I gotta go back to dynamic lighting and just drop a little torch right on him.
Aren't
Plus
layers
C
Hey.
fun?
to avoid the worst of the spell's effect.
Hmm.
But he is not glow. He himself is not glowing, but he is perfectly illuminated now.
It's just that one guy, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And I don't know how this works, but we're gonna try this. They might show up for all of you. Who knows?
If you roll something on the GM, if you roll an initiative on the GM layer, we will not see them and will not see them in initiative. It's sneaky.
Things I learned.
Yeah.
All right.
It's what freaks you guys out in initiative frequently when I say, "Okay," and then someone's like, "Oh, it's my turn." It is not. By the way, Miles is watching the ants go marching right now. So
Oh, so Tyler's an IP thief. I see.
That might be why it came into my head. I don't know. Like, I've been home with Miles all week and have listened to a lot of classic tunes due to it. So
oh yeah. Yeah, how's your brain holding up after a week, huh?
Okay. Do that. Nope, that didn't ask a thing for some reason. Okay. That will definitely miss, and this creature will become visible. There is, as you are sort of pointing out the creature, there is suddenly a very large glob of web which strikes the ground directly next to you, Hemlock. Does miss, and descending from some of the worst of the thick webs is the large, just bulbous chitinous form of a giant spider.
boy.
All right. The one that you have have lit up. He sort of skitters. Why can't I? Oh, because I'm still on the other. Man, if only there was a way to just unify the layers. The one that is in the bright glowing flame. Which, what color is your fairy fire, Arlen?
Let's see. I think the options are
Whatever you want it
green,
to be.
blue, or violet. So it's
Whatever
just
you want
like
it to be.
it's probably like the same like pinkish hue that my flame is.
Crawling along the ceiling through the glowing pink of the fairy fire, this strange sort of pudgy, weird looking critter, uh, sort of weaves a bunch of line from, we're not going to discuss where, and uh, ooh, that is going to hit you, Arlen. That is a natural 20. This does no damage, however. Uh, you have been Spider-Man. There is a large line of webbing that has sort of wrapped itself around your midsection. You are restrained.
That's wonderful. Just what I wanted.
Is his action. From up the, or rather down the tunnel, another of these creatures comes skittering out, and that will miss you, Banner, with an 8. Tries to do the same thing, tries to wrap you up in this sick, sticky, gross webbing. You can hear them now that they are not trying to hide. They are think movie spiders. They are chittering and making all kinds of horrific noises, clearly in some form of communication with each other. Arlen.
Okay. I'm gonna use my bonus action to roll on my spirit table 7. Do. Let's see. But I have the charm that lets me pick. What is this one? I'm going to take tail number 8, the tail of the phantom, and I'm going to give it to Court, and Court becomes invisible until the end of your turn, or until you hit a creature with an attack. And if you hit a creature with an attack, the creature will take extra necrotic damage and be frightened.
Whoa.
The tail of the phantom.
Do you like whisper it to me or like sing it to me or something?
You see a little like the flame of the candle grows a little brighter, and a little like wisp of flame floats over and like whispers in your ear. And then you've just got like, you can see this little like flame sprite sitting on your shoulder.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
And that is it for my turn.
Banner.
Okay. So as I understand it, this guy is up on the ceiling right now.
Correct.
Okay. I am going to use my action to try and free Arlen.
Okay. Make a strength check. You are able to reach over and, with one hand braced on Arlen and grabbing the webbing in the other hand, pull it off of him. There's a little bit of tear on the shirt, but yeah, it'll be fine. Arlen, you are no longer restrained.
Yeah, I will pull out my crossbow. And that's about it.
Okay. Court.
What's the situation with this chasm and these webs?
The whole place is covered in webs. Ground, walls. I mean, this place is thick with webs. They are not thick enough to actually inhibit your movement unless they are the webs that I have placed on the map. These two creatures, these two, the giant spider and the ettercap in the middle,
Mhm.
are up on the ceiling, whereas I don't know if you can even see him. The one that chucked a web at Banner has dropped down to the ground. Um, the webs are everywhere, but they're not thick enough to fully disrupt your line of sight or anything like that.
So, so this area over here is just the ceiling.
That I didn't see
This
your
is
ping. I'm sorry.
this is just the ceiling.
Oh, I'm sorry. The path here winds down, and ground wise, this area here is lower than where you are. The tokens are, despite being in that area, they are above you just because they are on the ceiling. I have to
Okay.
put a little thing on them.
Sorry for
No, you're good.
convoluting that. I am invisible.
You are invisible, so you will have advantage on attack rolls.
Okay. Yeah, one second. I'm checking a few things. Okay, I'm just going to. Oh, I'm going to run. Oh, come on. Show to. Show to. There you go. Hey guys, what's the thing? Who remembers what the thing is?
Cunning action dash.
No,
No, he
the
wants to
thing.
follow his line.
My
You're
line!
Oh, pick up your token and then right click while you're holding your token. And then you'll leave a line behind you as you drag it around. And then you can right click
Hello?
on every point that you want to leave a point at, and then right click at the final spot and then let go, and your token will run along the path. You can also use the Q key, but you do it while you have your token in your hand, basically. You know what I mean?
Okay, I am going to bonus action dash and get over here. And then I'm also um and while I am invisible for a few moments more, I am once again going to take an action and throw a handful of glitter at the wall and use light to light up the room a little more.
Alrighty. Where are you targeting that? Like along the wall or more into the center? On the ceiling? Can you ping for me?
Yes, along here, along like the ledge.
That should be glowing now, I believe. Wait, I can...
Wahoo! It looks beautiful, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Darn, I was hoping there would be more enemies that would light up. It's fine.
It does.
it is
I'm
nice
just
if there's
unable
not.
to because I'm on the wrong. Well, no. Unfortunately, I just was on the wrong layer, so the token was not selected.
Ah!
Gittering up
Huzzah!
from the gittering up from the
More
ground, climbing up this
enemies!
large web is another giant spider.
I asked and I received. Thank you.
Ah!
You
Um,
do become visible now at the end of your
Yes.
turn.
that was bonus action to dash and action to cast. Anything else you want to do?
Nope. That's it. All my actions.
Unlock.
Oh boy. So what I would like to do is cast create bonfire in the webbing
Oh,
on
son
the
of a!
ceiling. But oh,
I
you
messed
can
something up. Keep going. I just had
oh,
to scroll up.
oh okay. You can only target the ground. So I will not be doing that.
What?
Dang
Uh,
it.
uh but what I will do is
I, I
maybe
can't.
light things on fire. We'll see. Um I'm going
I
to
I have lost the ability to target tokens again. What is going on?
do you
I
need a
It might
refresh?
it might
can't.
just be the lag, love.
No, it just closed all of my character sheets.
Oh god.
No.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. What you doing?
I'm just casting chaos bolt at the Eder cap that is closest to actually I think I'm gonna target the one that's closest to court. Um
Which one? Take your pick.
it's this guy. It's this guy. With a 15
Uh,
to hit.
I'm sorry. Which dude? I was at the
Yeah,
the
edit.
yeah,
littler one.
the Eder cap that's
This
next
dude
to
that
yeah.
will hit.
Woohoo! That's a level 2 cast because it's my warlock slot. And let's see if that did fire damage, because that's what I would like to see. Ah, damn. No, that is cold damage.
Okay. That is 16 cold damage.
That's it.
Definitely not happy about that. That definitely did not feel good.
Oh, hooray.
But
You
I
speaking on
mean,
behalf of the spider or yourself, Ted? Never.
did I do this out of order? Did I mess something up? I messed up your initiative again somehow. I don't know what's going on anymore. Oh Lord.
I think it just rolled back to the top.
Yeah, I've
Oh.
put in. I read Banner's initiative and gave that to you. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good. We're here. Everything's fine.
Oh.
Calabar, his blade drawn, takes off into the air and then disappears from sight. He has gone invisible. Because I know that that's a thing he can do, even though I don't have his sheet up just yet. And
I believe in you, Ted.
okay, we're good. We're good. Everything's fine. We're back. We're back.
Yay.
I need a sheet because it got closed, but that's the one I searched for last. Unable to really target anything with the 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 large chain that you all have seen her use before. I think she got to attack the first time you saw her, before she got herself wrecked. Unable to do anything, she is just going to move over here and take the dodge action, or ready in action, excuse me. Which, okay, my turn order just faded. Come on, roll 20. Don't do this.
Why is it bullying you
I don't.
today?
It's
What the hell?
just 25, 30. So close. So close.
Ah!
Charges. Okay, just gonna. It does not. All right, so this just legs going everywhere and darting up the webs all around. This spider does close the distance and looks like it is definitely about ready to pounce on you. It did take the dash action, so it is not making an attack this turn. The other one, however, closes in on you, Court. It sort of skitters up the edge and is going to bite at you.
All right.
That is an 8. That will miss. It
Yes.
you are able to sort of tuck and roll under its giant mandibles, and it
Mhm.
will miss. Our friend on the ceiling says they recharge. 2, 3. Okay, that's apparently I grabbed resize box, and I was stretching the token out. He skitters along the roof and drops down next to you, Arlen, and
And he falls right on my sword and dies.
it is actually very eerily quiet. How like even the giant spiders, once they started sort of chittering, you could hear their feet moving across the stone. Even as this guy lands, he is completely silent. It, I guess, is completely silent. And with a length of web stretched between two fingers, not two fingers, between his two claws, he attempts to wrap it around your neck. With a 7 to hit, however, you are able to very easily duck underneath. He is clearly expecting you to be somewhere you are not, or something that will just miss very badly.
He manages to get one of my ears for a moment, and then I tug it free.
Losing any more of his limbs.
Let's recharge. Do I manage to get Banner? This one does the same thing. He sort of darts along and up the path at you, Banner. This length of webbing in between his hands. He does wrap it around you for 5 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. This doesn't really affect you, but until the grapple ends, you can't breathe. But Warforged,
Oh
so
no, I am in terrible agony.
he does. There's more to it, but that's just funny. Arlen, it's your turn.
Okay. Gonna break out my favorite spell and hope it does something good. A 20-foot cube. Sadly, I am just gonna only get these two. Fills with Fey and Draconic magic as I cast Nether's Mischief.
Okay.
I'm rolling a d4. The smell of apple pie fills the air, and each creature in the cube must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by me.
Okay.
Or start hovering in the air and floating on wafting
one-
clouds.
The one next to you, his eyes sort of glaze over. There is very clearly drool starting to form on the big multiple sets of mandibles that make up his mouth. The other one that is sort of struggling with Banner sniffs the air a few times. Its mandibles chitter, but it is otherwise unaffected. The
All
one next to
right.
you is charmed, which means
Okay. And then with my bonus action, I would like to give inspiration to Banner.
charmed. What do I use for charmed? Isn't there a heart? There we go. Broken heart.
And then that is it for my turn.
Okay.
Well, no, I'll stay where I am.
He is charmed by you, so.
Yeah, but there's not really anywhere to go, I guess. I guess I could. No, I'm fine here.
Okay. Banner.
How dare you try and grab me? That is what I do. Punch you in your dumb face.
That will hit.
Also, just an FYI, I don't see numbers, but I see health bars for the 2 giant spiders. So if that's not intentional.
It's definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it too.
And I will
Thanks, game.
give this
Roll
guy another
20
punch.
hates you. I'm
It
so
really does.
sorry.
It's fine. It's good. Okay, those should have gone away.
Was a 16 hit?
It
They did.
does.
Fantastic.
This is looking rough.
Great. I'm gonna action surge. And Hemlock and Court can move half their movement speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
I never added the as a reaction clause, but as we discovered last time, I'll get that in a second. Court has stepped away, so we will just let
I'm
Olive
back.
All right.
know. Oh, you're back. You can move up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
I'm gonna punch this guy a couple more times, I think.
The 20 will hit. That is enough to reduce him to 0. You lay into this thing, and with the third punch, he collapses to the ground. His mandibles opening and closing. He is alive. Well, I guess no. This doesn't do. This is exactly 0. He is defeated. He is done.
Okay.
He is out.
So I will move over here and take my last punch at the big spider friend.
There is this guy. He is charmed by Arlen, but not you. So, if you go fully past him, he can.
Yeah, that's
That
fine.
will provide. Okay,
The confidence
that'll
in that
miss.
delivery is just.
Okay.
Well, that's a good way to not get any pie, sir.
You with a final swing, you clatter your fist into this spider, and it just sort of looks at you unimpressed.
Mhm.
That will miss.
Excellent. And that is my turn.
Okay. Court.
I am just going to step forward, draw my rapier, and zimzalabim.
That will hit.
Wahoo!
Ouch. For 12 piercing. You drive your rapier through one of its many eyes, and it screams in the way that spiders do, which isn't actually a thing, but
The
We
way
all
that
know that she
fantasy
loves
spiders
Scream.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think I will bonus action. Is a dodge or disengage? One of those
You have a disengage.
things.
you can dash, disengage, or hide, but the only one you can actually do at the moment is disengage. Well, I guess you could dash also, but you have plenty of movement. So
Well, yeah. And then I'm going to, I believe I have 25 feet left. Yep. Ka-chow. That's all from me.
Hemlock.
I am going to eldritchly blast this spider.
Those will both hit.
Who needs agonizing blast? Nobody.
Anything for a bonus action?
No.
Okay. Isn't there a button that you can press so that you can grab something on a different layer. I feel like there's like a button. Doesn't matter.
Feels like there should be a button, but
Yeah,
not that I've ever
I
heard
don't.
of.
Yeah.
With a sudden pop, Talavar reappears, driving his sword into this critter, his little tiny. What to anyone else would be probably a dagger. Okay. The spider cries out but does not actually fall, but it is looking very rough, and you can hear him. You can hear him being Talavar shouting all kinds of uh, sort of knightly things at thee, and just, uh, want that button thing so that I can move things on the GM layer. It will try to. Oh my god. All right. Let's try. There is once again the splat of web on the ground next to you, Arlen, as another Ettercap skittering along the ceiling has managed to stay out of sight until now, but it completely whiffs, even while invisible, or not invisible but hidden. Uh, you can hear him making some sort of weird noise, and then just looks over at Court, and much like the creature in front of you, begins to drool. Uh,
It's the little morsel.
be kidding me. I again, why can I not interact with tokens all? Oh, because I'm on the wrong layer. Buddy, please. uh Hopping over the bloated corpse and past you, Court, Chebek brings the whip down, hits this spider a few times, and it does the movie thing where it screeches, falls over the edge, and its legs curl up. Let's hope there's no more of these, please. Please. These are wretched ones. Uh, Banner, this spider next to you is not exactly amused with you. But can I actually hit? That is not going to do it. It brings down multiple legs. You manage to catch them and sort of shrug it off. I'm gonna hit one. I'm gonna hit one of you one day. It's gonna happen.
Really, some
This
of our ACs are so embarrassing that the fact that you haven't is very sad.
I tried to attack Arlen with this last web and rolled a 7, and I was like, wait, it's hidden. I have advantage, and I rolled an 8
Oh my god.
with modifiers. So I did web I did manage to web Banner once, and then the thing died. So, you know. This one in front of you, Arlen, is still under the effect of your spell. He is uh sort of grasping at the trail of illusory apple pie smell. Uh he remains charmed by you, so You will get an attack of opportunity as he moves to go for Hemlock.
All right. I don't think I've attacked with my rapier. Oh, he's still in my range, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be though. He's going to be over here.
Oh, well, in that case.
Wait, that's the worst idea
Kaboom!
because that's where that will hit. That's actually an even worse idea, but he wouldn't realize that. 5 piercing.
There was never any pie. Ha!
I believe, does that break the charm? I mean, it's going to break in a
The
second
charm
anyway,
ends
but I'm
at the
just
start of
curious.
my turn.
Yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, if
funny.
you attack someone that's charmed by you, that makes sense.
The attack is one thing, but you lied about pie, Arlen. You lied.
I mean, there's no pie for you. I don't have any pie either. It's okay.
Oh God. All right. Oh God. All right. All right. Hemlock. In a flash and sort of ignoring the pierce to its side, this Eder cap closes with you. That is a natural 20 for 14 piercing damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Oh, I'm sorry, and 8 poison damage, which I think for you is reduced to 4,
Mhm.
and you need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. It was, sorry, how much damage was that? 4 and
14,
okay.
so 18
Oh,
total.
wait. It was 4 poison reduced, right?
8 poison reduced
Okay,
to 4
4. So
and
18.
14 piercing.
Okay. Okay. And a con save, is that against poison?
Correct.
Okay. I have advantage.
Yeah. You shrug off the effects of this thing's bite as if it was nothing.
Okay.
And then it lashes out at you, Banner, with claws with a 22 to hit
That'll hit.
for 8 slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Arlen.
Okay, let's see. I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers at the Ettercap that just arrived on scene.
This one here. Okay.
Just at first level.
That is a wisdom save. Yep. That is a 5. That's not going to cut it.
Okay, 11 damage, and they have to use their reaction to move their speed away from me.
30. Yep.
Okay,
It
and then I will give an
skitters
inspiration.
along the ceiling after making a very creepy screaming sound.
An inspiration to Hemlock. Okay, we got him on the ropes, boys.
Banner, you're up. Also, you also have inspiration circle.
All right. I will take aim at the Ettercap right there.
That will hit.
All right. Yeah, I will take another shot.
That
That's nice.
will crit. That definitely bloodies it as you just crack it right across the face,
All right. I will use my bonus
breaking
action.
off one of its mandibles.
Fantastic. I will use my bonus action to try and grapple it.
All right. Yeah, you definitely have a hold of this thing.
All
It
right,
looks utterly
and
confused that you would want to do that.
I would like to use my movement to spin him around so he's over there.
Yeah,
And
do that easy.
that's my turn.
Court, you're up.
Hello. This guy, was he, please, oh shit, I'm not, I'm the, this guy,
Uh-huh.
Louis over here,
Yeah.
was he scuttling away?
He definitely ran from Arlen's magic, but he is not like frightened per se. He'll be back.
Let's see. Then I shall do a bit of scuttling myself, I think. And then, yeah, I'll shoot him. I'll do some stow in action and pull out my crossbow.
Okay.
Chow.
Chow hits.
Bink.
It tears a gash through the chitin on this creature, and it turns and gives you an evil 8-eyed look and a spidery hiss. Anything else?
Uh, nope, that's it.
Hemlock.
Um, I am going to twirl my wand downwards so that it draws a circle, and as I do so, a purple ring of fire appears underfoot of this spider, and then I'm casting create bonfire just on the ground.
Despite its bulk, it sort of feels the heat and stands up on the very, very length of its legs. It does make the dexterity save.
Oh, that sucks, because that was really good damage.
That's amazing.
All right, that's it.
Have at you. Where did I put Palavar runs his sword along this thing's arm. It uh, looks at him somewhat annoyed at first, and then clearly gives him a look of "I am going to eat you," and it will try. That won't though. Lashing out with teeth and claws. That's the hit. It does connect with Sir Talavar, who does not look happy about it. Okay, okay, no problem. You all seem to have that handled, so it takes Jebek a minute to put her chain away, load up the crossbow, and job. Plink into the Ettercap that Talavar is fighting. It's definitely bloody, and Jebek sets about the process of reloading this crossbow. She clearly does not have Court's skill with these sort of weapons. That is dead. But this other giant spider. Just call it shit. Yeah, it will try to bite you, Banner.
Mhm.
That is a 9. That is not going to cut it by a lot.
No.
And does it recharge? It does. Maybe. I definitely didn't say anything out loud. The creature that you have a grapple on, however, is also, doesn't really have a choice. It will go for you. It is
Mhm.
very frantically trying to get away, but less get away and more maul you in an attempt to escape.
Mhm.
A 20?
20 will hit.
Okay. I wasn't sure with the plate or not. That is 7 piercing and 8 poison. I don't remember if Warforged are immune to poison or not.
Yeah, I need to look on my sheet. I have no idea.
If you are not immune to poison, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, it looks like I'm
The
immune
spider
to.
needs to make the save again.
Yeah. Oh. I have resistance to poison.
I forgot about that. Okay, so you will take only 4 poison damage.
Okay, so that's a total of 11 points of damage.
Correct. The claws rake against your whole body, but do absolutely nothing.
Okay,
the giant spider
and
needs to make a dex save.
you
I
still
can't
need
believe
a con save?
yes, please.
Okay, so that I get to make an advantage.
Okay, you are fine. The Ettercaps, you shrug off the Ettercaps poison.
Okay.
Arlen, you are up.
All right. Okay. I am going to cast a spell. Let me check the range on it. 60 feet. Haha.
Funny.
Arlen just shouts, "Hey you!" And then says some like arcane gibberish, and I'm casting Mind Sliver.
Ooh, int save. I'm sure these guys are great at those. It does save.
All right, no damage then. And then I'll use my Bardic Inspiration to give Bardic Inspiration to. I'm gonna use it to roll on my table.
Yep.
Oh, that's the wrong die. It's a D8. 2. Spirit Tails. Okay, and then that is it for my turn.
Alrighty. Banner, you're up. These 2 creatures, one of which you have grappled, are still biting out at you.
Yes, it is a valiant effort to get free, but I am sorry you must be ended. And I will punch him in what I am guessing is his temple. How bad does this guy look?
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Definitely bloodied.
All right. And what's the Bardic Inspiration die at this level? D6?
D8, I think.
D8. Fantastic. I will add that.
That'll hit. This thing is hanging on, but
All right. I will give him another shot.
that'll hit. He collapse. Well, he would collapse to the ground, but you are holding him up.
I throw his remains at the giant spider. And with my bonus action, I will use almost over Hemlock. Again, just a little bit more, and we shall be done with this nonsense. And you can use 2 of your hit dice to regain hit points.
I think I will do that. Thank you. Okay.
Nice. Any movement or no?
No, I'm going to hang out right there.
Court, you're up.
Ow!
Who are you shooting at? Same guy?
Bitch, actually.
The giant spider?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the arrow pull up. That definitely will hit. You will get your sneak attack because Banner is right there.
Oh, perfect. One sec. Hoop. Hoop.
Nice.
Yep. That'll do it. How do you finish off a giant spider, Banner or Court?
I just stick my tongue out and I go tee hee, and I go blink with the shot.
Drops to the ground. The smell of burning spider is really gross, but there's a bonfire under it. Anything else? Movement
That's all.
or bonus action? Okay. Hemlock, you are up.
Okay. Yay, things are dead. I'm going to just Eldritch Blast this guy.
Okay.
1, 2.
The second one will hit.
And you can add the d8 to the damage too with your spell.
Yeah, I think I will do that. Okay. That's it.
With a little bit of a crunch, the bolts collapse part of his carapace, and he loses his grip on the ceiling and falls to the ground.
Oh shit.
All right. And with that, we are done.
All right. I want to use that tail that I rolled. I'm taking the tail of the beloved friends, which I'm gonna like give the effect to myself, and then it lets me also choose another creature. And I'm gonna come up to Banner and kind of like pat him on his back. It was good work out there, and we both gain temporary hit points equal to a roll of my bardic inspiration plus my charisma modifier. So that's going to be 11
Nice.
temporary hit points for each of us.
Wow, very nice. Thank you, Alan. That feels very nice.
Calabar flutters. Sorry, went into a pit. Talavar flutters over, wiping Ettercap Ichor off of his little blade and resheaths it. Well done, everyone. I do hope everyone is all right.
Not a scratch.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little bit of webbing in my coat, but yeah, it'll wash out.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Bella,
Talvar
how are
himself
you
is
looking? You look a little
I
dented.
have, yes, I have been better. I have been much worse as well, but, this is the way things go sometimes. Nothing a bit of a rest will not take care of, but there will be plenty of time for that once we have secured an exit for our friend Sir Talabar.
Very well.
Alvar, Jevik, how are you guys?
Debek is undoing the crossbow that she just got a bolt onto. Fine, I'm fine. I'm didn't get touched. Talavar is visibly bleeding from a series of claw marks along his chest, but he seems to just sort of shrug it off a little bit, although it clearly takes some effort. He is clearly
Oh,
sort
Sir
of
Talabar, we are so close to you being home. You cannot go home looking like that. Come, steel yourself. Yeah, what Sir
I
Talabar said to us.
I was gonna say I don't even know if this dude has
It'll be at the
heck
top of the sheet next to the hit points.
yeah, heck yeah. D4s.
It's
oh
two of them.
baby. I am also going to cast a cure wounds on Banner as well.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
13. Very nice. I assure you, Your Majesty, it's far worse than it looks. And he sort of just wipes the blood away. I'm sorry, it looks worse than it is, and he wipes the blood away, and he seems he's okay.
Let us see if we cannot find this exit of which these creatures were supposedly guarding.
There is in fact not far to look past through the archway, past these torches that seem to burn with no smoke and no anything else. There is an area where within the the back of the cave, um, at first it looks um, I think that's figured into the hit die roller.
Oh, that's right, it does. Yeah, I forgot. Thank you.
Um, there is a there is a small smooth area of the stone. It's sort of like a natural antechamber, and ringed in, I forget what it's called when a stalactite and a stalactite meet and form one giant column. But there are 8 of them in sort of a loose circle, and in the center um, there is a ring of iron, probably about 2 inches thick, carved with some runes and sigils that there's no glow, there's no anything, but you all can, even those who are not magically inclined, can sort of feel that the air here around this area is different. There is some sort of charge in the air. And Talavar flutters into the middle of this ring and turns to look at all of you. Well, I I can feel it here. I should be able to make my way, if not directly to the court, then somewhere. Uh, I I cannot thank you enough for the service that you have provided to me, Her Majesty. Queen Titania will be most pleased that I have been able to return to make my report, and I honestly owe all of that to you. Had it not been for your efforts, I would still be locked in a cage at the bottom of a basket next to the body of dear Sir Wigglewog. Instead, I will return to the court in triumph. I hope that the charms that I have given you are useful in your journeys ahead. And if there is anything we can do, of course, you have just to call upon us. And he once again un unbelts his sword and holds it out to you in two hands. Banner. Your Majesty, you returned this to me until such time as I was able to make it home, but this should suffice. Did I lose sound?
I hear you.
Okay.
Thank you. I was muted.
Oh,
Oh.
I only started what I was saying like 3 times before I realized it, so it's fine. Thank you so much. There's you were instrumental in helping us understand this new strange place we find ourselves in. But more important than that, you have been most pleasant company, and that most of all will be missed. Thank you, and safe travels. And
Should
I
you ever
will
find yourself,
accept the sword, yeah.
the sword counts due to its rather tiny size, counts as a +1 dagger.
Mhm.
Cute.
And as he begins his incantation, the air within the circle sort of becomes charged with the sort of lavender magics, and just as he is about to sort of fade through this portal, if you ever find yourselves in the summer court, please call upon me. And then he is gone.
Hi, King. We miss you.
Debek, standing behind you all, sort of slings her crossbow over the shoulder. Okay, mission complete. Well done, everyone. Um,
Same to you.
well, we're not done. I did promise I would get you to Downfall, and I can still guide you there from here. Or if there's always the village, if we wanted to swing back by, and
I believe that's a question for Banner.
place here is. What do you suppose those shapes are in the webs? No, never mind. I probably shouldn't. I probably don't
Yeah.
want to know.
Mm.
I mean, I'm pretty curious. I've never seen webs like this before. Uh, Arlen like holds his candle up and like whispers to it, and it glows twice as bright. Uh, and like wants to go over and inspect the shapes.
Scattered throughout the webs, there are, as I said, a number of webbing encased like huge webbing encasements, which you would hazard a guess are probably the meals of these particular creatures, uh, given that they were all launching web at you.
Mm-hmm.
There are about a dozen or so. Um, some are very clearly much older than the others.
Um, do we want to? No, it's a little bit grave, but do we want to do anything with these? Take them down, bury them, burn them?
We can burn them, and I can say a few words.
Is there any recognizable material or goods around any of these bodies? Any clothing that remains? Any tools or bags or any of that sort of stuff?
Cutting open a few of these sacks. I mean, think like full on. Frodo just got gut
Mm-hmm.
stabbed by Shelob, like full on head to toe covered. So cutting open a few, you can see that they do still have some of their equipment. Some of it has been rotted and lost to time,
Mm-hmm.
but there are other things. There are a number of belt pouches. Um, you do turn up. Go ahead.
Well, Banner's not doing any looting. Banner's looking for anything he recognizes.
None of the bodies that are small enough to be Harold are
Mm-hmm.
recent enough, you think, to be him.
Got it.
They're not 8 years recent, like they're ancient.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't
Or
the Sioux say that he was here more recently?
Hmm.
Sue
that's
said he
true.
was here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, none of the bodies seem like they would be 2 weeks. All of them are at least a little bit gooey, to borrow from the mummy.
Well,
Yummy fruit
I,
gushers.
I must admit, I do not know what the custom is here, Jebik. What perhaps you uh, are probably the best informed as to what is the appropriate way to honor the fallen.
Well, if they were anyone from Downfall, it would be to make sure they're in a place where the water will cover them even at low tide. For anyone else, there's no real set thing. Burning's just as good as anything else, I guess. Um,
Well, I mean, I if we had a lot of time, I could ask each of these people what they want us to do. But I can only do that twice a day. I
I
think burning might just be the good option. Um, they won't be brought back as zombies or anything like that in that case.
Wonderful. Then, Emlak, I believe you said that you are both capable and feel comfortable saying some words over these individuals.
Yes, yes, I could.
Yeah. Very well then. And Banner will start collecting bodies.
um, Once we have an accumulative number, um, I will once again cast create bonfire and then speak. It is not death to die, to leave this weary road, and midst the brotherhood on high, to be at home with a god.
It is not death to close the eyes long dimmed with tears and wake in glorious repose to spend eternal years. It is not death to bear the wretch that sets us free from dungeon chain to breathe the air of boundless liberty. It is not death to fling aside this sinful dust and rise on strong exalting wing to live among the just.
Arlen weaves a little magic with the bonfire, and rather than just being orange flame, it starts to glint in all different colors and rainbow and all that.
Banner will roll a cigarette with his newly acquired tobacco and light it up and proceed to, air quotes, smoke.
The smoke is the sort of rainbow hue that was in the fireplace in the inn at the end of the road. Even without smoking it, for those of you that are around it, there is a certain peace that sort of settles over you all at the sort of lavender and herbal smell that comes from this uh, bright cigarette that Banner is occasionally pulling to his faceplate. The um, the webbing around these individuals catches in the bonfire, and it takes a little while, but eventually they are reduced largely to ash. And I think it's just shy of one our time. So this seems like a good spot to go ahead and call it. And we will pick up here next week on our, well, no, not next week. Um, happy birthday to Michael next week.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
I will let him know you said so on his birthday. I would just tell him right now, but he's asleep.
That's reasonable. That's a
Yeah.
good thing to be.